What is up, guys? You got Not the Worst here, bringing you another Black Desert online video. And before we jump into that, I did just want to show you guys a little something if you weren't already aware of this. This is MMOtimer.com. It's got a Bell and World Boss timer sort of website that works for BDO. It'll support all regions, NA, EU, or anything else. So definitely check it out. Keep track of those things for you if you're interested in that. And today we are taking a look at the 20-hour silver breakdown, 20-hour grind silver breakdown for the revamped Polly's Forest. So first things first, if you don't know where Polly's Forest is, let me go ahead and pull up the map. Let's take a look where we've got it. It's in the Kama Sylvia region. You can see it runs just west of Grana here. And the interesting thing about this zone is that you've actually got 3 nodes that you could be working out of and a lot of opportunity for rotations. There is what I guess you would call a main rotation closer over here to Looney Cabin, but there's tons of actually feasible rotations, and mobs are very, very dense and close together to where you could actually work with even not a legit rotation and just move pack to pack if there aren't too many other people around you, and kind of make your own rotation as you go, since there are a lot of flexibility with packs here. Now for this video, I used my lawn on an alternate set of gear. In general, literally just threw some stuff together. DUO Lv.0, DUO Dragon Slayer, a DUO Kutum, and just actual junk I had laying around other than that. So we were at 175 AP with 139 DP. DP really doesn't matter for this place. 175 gets the job done here, at least on lawn. I would actually probably recommend you maybe 10 higher than that, 185, maybe the 190 to really get through. I pretty much kill the packs in one hit, but it did limit, as we'll see when we check out the spreadsheet, some of my trash power. I think there's a little bit more that could be done than what my results were left on the table. Let me show you what the rotation I used. If you are a little higher in AP, you're probably going to overclear this a little bit, but like I said, there's some pretty good opportunity to stretch it out. I stuck with over in this area up north of Krugdala's Trace, right over here. Reasoning for that was, 1, at 175 AP, this is the only rotation I really needed and didn't overclear myself with this, and 2, literally no one came here. I had 0 PvP for this, and I was kind of anticipating the busier spots in this zone might have a bit since it was recently revamped, but I had absolutely not one single duel, no flag up, not a single one in 20 hours. So at any rate, yeah, I start from over here just south of Weenie Cabin, and then it's working out of the Krugdala's Trace. So you get this pack here, and you're pretty much just going to go in a circle. You kind of move around this zone, this pack here. Then you got these guys here, which you can clear up to that little trumpet bell mushroom, and then zip around here. You grab these guys. You got a pack here. It's really straightforward. Just anywhere in Polyforest really is like this. There's just so many packs left and right, that it's really easy to just, like I said, put any rotation together. But yeah, and then come down this way. This will loop you back around. You killed that side on that side, so then you have left and right sides here. Clear both of them. Got a little pack here. One there, and then from here I would run to this little pack in the center, over to this one, and then we're about to come right back around to where we started, clearing through here, and up around to where we started. So really simple. Like I said, if you are higher AP, you might overclear that a little bit, and might want to extend it a bit. There's packs everywhere, so you're going to have plenty of opportunity to kind of put together whatever works best for you. That's just what I used. And maybe you're lower AP, then I think you'll find that rotation to be pretty simple. Biggest thing is if you are in lower AP and can't defend your spot, that might be something you want to use, since, like I said, I was completely unbothered the whole time. So next, let's go ahead and take a look at what we can get drop-wise here, what kind of items, where we're going to make the money. The trash loot value here is 1,700, which was included in the revamp of the area that was increased quite a bit. We've got Lemuria shoes, which drop, and they're running around a mil for that. Life Spirit Stones, these don't typically actually sell. They sit on the marketplace a lot, but if you don't have a nice alchemy stone for life skilling, you might be burning through these anyhow, and then of course you can always grind them up to feed a Vel's Heart. If you have one of those as well. Blackstone's just like anywhere. We have Caphras, and we're in the Kama Sylvia region, so they're supposed to drop a little bit higher than they would elsewhere. We've got these Dew of Tranquil Forest, which essentially are Asula's weakened accessories, since they swap 1 for 1 exactly for those, and if you don't care about those, you can just sell them for 100k silver, just like you can the Asula weakened accessories. We have the Mansion Voodoo dolls, which pretty much always sit around 635 on the marketplace at all times. pure forest breaths are bouncing between 2 mil to 2.5 mil, depending on who's doing what with those at the time. Of course, we've got spirit dust, and I did log black energy residue just because you'll find that this spot actually has quite a bit of opportunity for black energy residue, since we are killing, it's one of those real high mob density areas for black energy residue, which you see at, you know, Fogans, Nagas, things like that. You're going to get high amounts even outside of Dregan. So yeah, that covers rotation. We've got what items we're looking for. Let's get the spreadsheet going and take a look at how we did after the 20 hours. Real quick, before I do pull up the spreadsheet, I did want to mention one other thing. If you notice the amount of Marnie stones in here, this place is actually really, really nice for SP and XP as well, and it recently gained Marnie stones on top of it. So you want to get a ton of Marnie stones if you are looking to gain XP for this area. I don't break down the actual XP and SP gone for these, as it's just a silver breakdown video. But of note, to get the Marnie stones, you have to head up to either Tooth Fairy Cabin, or you have to go all the way out to Old Wisdom Tree to actually exchange them. So you may want to stock up on a whole bunch for more than just an hour or two when you do buy them, since you're not so that way you don't have to make a trip out too far to get them exchanged, since the Toshi Marnie guy is a little bit far away. So just wanted to note that. But now let's go ahead and take out those spreadsheets. Okay, so here's we have our spreadsheets ready to roll. A couple things to point out. Was using level 0 node, didn't use any loot scrolls, not using Arsha whatsoever. Of course, it was on an alt 175 AP lawn. I have tier 4 pets across the board with that, which does help out a little bit. And as far as buffs, was just using, I didn't have a villa buff or anything like that, just standard food buff. And I did use the regular campsite buff, not the villa itself. And then of course, destruction spirit stone. I didn't swap over Vel's Heart or anything like that for what we get loot wise. So first thing I want to talk about, let's take a look at the trash loot. I averaged right at about 6K. This spot's probably 7 to 8 doable, but like I said, you'd want a little bit more AP, and if you have more AP, you're going to use a little bit broader rotation. This is just what I had for it, which honestly isn't that bad when you consider the AP bracket we're working out of. Obviously, as usual, it always starts off fairly bad and then gets better as you move further down, starting out at 5K, and by the end of it, it was at 62 plus. I think I hit 63 once, somewhere in there. Overall, money-wise, I believe my best hours were right at about 40. Worst one, if we kind of discredit the first hour while I was kind of figuring out where and what I wanted to do. Worst where it was right around 29-30, and then moving up to 40 for the upper end there, which is pretty nice. Lemuria gear was dropping about 1 every 3-ish hours, a little less than that. Just a hair less than that. Did see this was actually really surprising. I didn't realize spirit stones were going to drop this frequently, but about 5 per hour we were averaging, which was kind of crazy. When I was seeing these hours, when I started getting like 5 spirit stones per hour, I just thought that drop in particular was a bit rarer than it really is. The DUO saw an average of 3 per hour. Caffers I was expecting to be higher, just having grinded Mansions quite a bit, and that place having super high Caffers drop rate, but it was actually about 2 per hour, maybe a little bit higher again if you have more AP. Dust was not terrible, averaging almost 11 per hour there. Blackstones at 13 per hour. Black energy residue, like I said, I did note it on this one just because it was a 50, which is pretty significant if you actually use black energy residue for anything. Forest breath, a little over 1 per hour. Petal, this came out a little bit higher than what I normally see most places, as this is a world drop for anywhere, is about 1 every 2 hours, and I actually came out a decent amount higher than that for this area, but that could just be because of the high mob density. You're killing a lot more mobs per hour than you normally are. About 3 voodoo dolls per hour, and 12.2 trace of forest is what we got. So that ended up coming out to average right at 35 mil per hour. I think there's no reason why this spot couldn't be about 40, maybe even a little higher than that. Again, if you're maybe around 195 or something like that, AP wise, or a little higher, it's definitely an alternative to your standard Gahas, Fogans, zones, Nagas, Kadri, that sort of thing. If you want to get out of Valencia or kind of get a little bit of a break, you can definitely head over this way. The only note that I'll say to that is not having scroll drops. Voodoos do not make up for scrolls for sure. And the price on scrolls lately, at least while we're recording this, has been going up and up and up and up. Scrolls approach max price and have just been crazy high. So there's some value to that still grinding in Valencia. Overall, the revamp I think was really, really good for the spot. It does give some flexibility for grinding in the lower AP brackets and kind of break things up for people. It is nice in general as far as aesthetics, like Kama Sylvia in general, super, super pretty. The different colors on the mushrooms is nice. If you care about that kind of thing, it's pretty cool to look at, and breaks up the monotony of the desert quite a bit. The only thing I will say is, as they continue to try and revamp these spots, and they're kind of looking over things, and like coming up soon, they're going to redo Hazra ruins after having just updated history ruins. The thing is, I really wish they would take into consideration how powerful having items that drop memory fragments are. So I mean scrolls and relics. Not having that ability to get those items means you're just going to be spending this money on items that do give you memory fragments later on, and I don't think you can really revamp a spot entirely if you don't have a replacement for the scroll written in ancient language. Valencia just continues to be such a powerhouse for money regardless of your AP bracket. I mean, from start to finish, it's always a viable option to just grind Gahas because it's that good. High mob density, scroll drop rate. You can get lucky and drop 12 scrolls, which right now is worth almost 30 mil by itself, or 36 mil almost by itself. Just that, which is crazy, and you don't have that. The other thing about this zone is there's no high-end drop, so it's not like you're going to get like a Seraph necklace or something to drop here. You do have the Lemuria, which could drop enhanced. I didn't have a single one of the ones that did drop actually be enhanced, so I guess you could say there's a super rare option for that. A plus 15 Lemuria would actually sell for a decent amount, but for the most part you don't have an upper end RNG like super crazy drop, Ring of Crescent Guardian or something along those lines. But yeah, in conclusion, it's a decent spot if you want to break up what you've been doing in Valencia, and if they want to continue revamping things, I really think we need some kind of alternative to scroll written in ancient language to actually have these spots be completely competitive with Valencia. Until then, Valencia is just going to continue to be what it always has been. So that is going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to like it. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so that you can get updates when new videos go live, more guides like these, news updates, patch notes, and all sorts of things that get released. And if you want to catch a live stream, which I did do some of this on live stream and have been adding that into the live stream rotation, you can check out the Twitch page. There's a link in the description down below. Head over there, drop a follow so you get a notification when we are live, or you can just check out the weekly schedule, which is posted there and also on my Twitter as well, so that you know when the live stream will be up. With that said, that is going to be it for this video. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.